All right, well, welcome to Free Range American.
That was a lame intro. That was a lame.
It was super lame.
Hey, welcome to Free Range American.
It was
You're
super
driving.
lame.
Welcome back to
lame.
NPR.
Welcome back to NPR with the Deep State.
The mustache is weighing down your face. Or
Fuck
something.
off.
Okay.
This is a great-looking mustache.
It's great. I like
You
it.
you just got some spiciness out of him.
I know.
Off of that mustache.
Hey, you don't fuck with the mustache.
Oh no, I know better.
All right, who do we have here? What do we got? Who do we got today? We got Eddie.
We have Special Force, Navy
Special
SEAL.
Force, Navy SEAL.
Admiral Gallagher.
Admiral
Gallagher.
Admiral
newly pardoned war criminal, Navy
Admiral
SEAL.
Gallagher, Secretary of the Navy. He actually took his job.
War criminal extraordinaire.
Yeah.
No, we have Eddie
Oh,
Gallagher here.
man.
If you guys don't know, retired Navy SEAL, phenomenal dude. This is, I think.
Did you call him a tired Navy SEAL?
Why are you so tired,
He doesn't
Eddie?
look that tired.
All day walking the floor will definitely wear you out.
Yeah, that's
I actually,
true.
I like that.
You are
I'm going to start
correct on that.
saying that. I'm a tired
tired
Army Ranger. Like
tired-
you retired? No, I'm a tired.
No,
I'm tired.
tired Ranger.
I'm a tired.
Yeah,
Army.
you just tired Ranger under your
Yeah,
eyelids.
That's
Go
why
full
I left,
Post Malone.
because I was tired.
I was listen. That could be a good. I got tired.
That's a salty frog shirt.
That's
I got
it.
tired.
Got tired.
People have actually stated that I'm a retired Army Ranger, and I'm like, I'm only 33 right now, so that means I joined battalion at 13. If my math's correct, that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be historic.
That'd be some like Civil War shit.
I tell people that. I tell people Matt's a retired Army Ranger.
Nothing like a little stolen valor.
I
You
tell
know,
people
13-year-old
that
to go.
I
He's a
was,
retired Command Sergeant
I'm
Major.
a retired parachute
That's what I
rigger.
Which I do want to thank Marty for that. Marty Skovlin's in the house, who heads up Coffee or Die magazine and our publication, which is awesome. And he wrote a nice article years ago about Matt Best accused of stolen valor as a joke, satirical article in the sense that I wore a green beret in a rap video, portraying a Special Forces soldier. And I got literally death threats after that article came out. People were like, "You fucking mocking the
stolen valor
I'm
is
like,
legal
did you click
now.
on the? Well, I read the headline. And I'm like, if you clicked on it, I was in a beret on a
Keyboard
unicorn
warriors unite.
without a shirt. You
Yeah.
fuck.
Hey, also, just a fun fact for those of you that
URL.
really enjoy Matt, that also SEO or search engine optimizes at the top on Google. First page.
You did that.
Yeah.
Matt
You
Best.
did that
When you say
Oh,
Matt
you
Best,
piece of shit.
did
one,
that on
one of the
purpose.
Wait a
number
second.
one things
I was
is
breaking down a
Matt
mark-
Best stolen valor, and that's not by accident because that's cost me a lot of money. For years.
I was one because I went through the marketing P&L and it said SEO optimization, and I was
Matt
like,
Best.
"Wow,
Matt
where
Best,
are you
yeah.
hiding this $30,000 a year for this one article?"
Yeah,
Cocksucker.
it's done well.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
done well.
It was a good article. Now, about Marty, he's a very good hard worker, very talented, but he's ugly as sin. So,
Ugh, yeah.
so it's just that's the only disappointing
That
thing
isn't
about
the
him.
fucking.
Hey.
Oh, he said second
Hey.
baddest guy, Black Rifle.
Hey,
I'm not the first. Look, I'm losing weight. I haven't eaten in a week.
Well, based off of body mass index, you're the fattest. Overall weight, no, but
True.
as far as body fat,
Look at him. His
percentage,
hips bigger than mine.
That's because he squats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't eaten in a week.
The only thing you squat is to pick up your hot dog that fell in the dumpster.
Yeah, that's
Well,
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, it's a pleasure, brother. And you were saying when you walked in, this is your first SHOT Show you've ever been to?
This
You're
is.
still here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
God, how lucky for you, huh?
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
You know what? Yeah, I am. I'm taking it in. I can see like if this was my second or third SHOT Show, how it would be like, all right, man,
Right.
I'm over it already. But it hasn't been too bad. I've been walking around, but it's overwhelming for sure. And the characters that are here, it's pretty hilarious.
There are characters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For me, it's like there's a great group of guys and gals that come out to the show, and it's awesome to interact, but you're not. It's like everybody we work with through the calendar year, and they're all in one location, and you get like 1,700 texts an hour at least. Like, hey, you coming here? You coming here? You coming here? I'm like, you guys you wore me out texting me. I'm gonna hide in my room.
That's exactly how I felt. Yeah, but it is. It's like one big reunion. I mean, I've been running into guys left and right that I haven't seen in years, which has been pretty cool.
And I see you're wearing a half-face Blades shirt, which I just got a custom kitchen set for me, and I should have, because you referred me.
Yep.
I didn't ask that price tag. I was like, dude, fucking build me something great.
Shocking.
Build me a whole kitchen. Yeah, fuck off.
Shocking.
And I got that invoice,
Shockingly
and I was like,
awesome.
oh.
He called
What'd you
me.
think
He's
of
like,
the knife set?
They're phenomenal.
Right?
Great
Yeah,
craftsmanship.
they
Great
are.
dude. Awesome guy. Like
Yeah,
all,
top
across
of
the
the
board.
line.
I mean, he had to mortgage the house.
Yeah. I made my wife a sex slave, but I think we're working through it. That's not true. I'm kidding. I sucked the penis.
Yes. And I'll tell you
there
what.
was a lot of information in
$20
that
well
statement.
spent.
I poured some vodka in my spicy water. I'm feeling frisky. It's
I feel a little frisky.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Do you know vodka burns calories? So you should drink more.
It does. That's what
I've heard
Evan
that.
told me once.
Yeah,
But then my liver failed.
I didn't tell him.
yeah.
that. I didn't tell him that whatsoever.
That's not a true statement.
This is the first time we've met.
Yeah.
But you've never met Eddie?
No.
Nope,
He
we met on
stops
the,
at your house and hangs out with you guys. But
That's
Goes
true.
to the ranch, stays for days.
I mean, I was stopping there trying to see you. So
yeah. Well, I know. Well,
Last
it's
time
just
I ever
really
cooked
good
you a
to,
fillet at my house, asshole. God.
It's good to have other vertically optimized people around. That's what I like.
You're going to go with
Exactly.
vertically optimized?
vertically, I
Well,
do
Eddie
like
said
that.
he likes people above 5 feet tall, which is why he likes me and not you.
I mean, you guys both
am
would
about-
have a much better time on an aircraft carrier or a submarine than we would
Yeah.
because the doors are smaller.
This is true.
Yeah. Well,
We call them hatches.
Yeah, hatches.
hatches.
I'm the
Yeah.
Navy
Correct
person
term?
today.
Yeah.
How long were you in the Navy anyway?
17 years.
18.
A little over 20.
You were in the Navy for over
A
20?
little over 20, yeah.
Well,
how
yes
long
and
were you in the
no,
Marine
because
Corps?
you were in the Marine Corps for 4 years.
Nope. But I was a corpsman.
Damn.
Oh,
So that's
okay,
another.
okay.
So yeah, I was a corpsman, which is in the Navy.
Yeah.
Navy
Gotcha,
medic that gets
gotcha.
attached to the Marines, and
Mhm.
yeah, so I spent 4 years.
Then
with
you went to sniper
1-8.
school.
Yep, and then I got to go to Marine Corps sniper school as a corpsman.
Right.
Yes, and so basically, Jared, you can
I know. I like how we're just telling your resume. We
finish it.
Hey,
inaccurate facts with Matt. And
But pretty
Jared.
much, yeah. Once I graduated Marine Corps sniper school, they were like, "You are, a sniper in the platoon."
So did they give you a trident when you graduated Marine Corps sniper school? Did they give you your Navy SEAL trident? Because Logan told me they do that.
They do that
Logan.
sometimes.
I think that's
Logan.
It's sometimes. If
That's
you're
a
in the
big-
Navy.
only on special occasions.
What-
yeah.
What year did you join the Navy?
Yeah.
99.
99.
Yeah.
So how did that? Because we've talked a little bit about it, but what made you transition? Because you joined to be a corpsman. You said you did that.
I actually joined to be a SEAL.
Okay.
But then back then there was no pipeline because now these guys can go in and they go right to through the pipeline of boot camp, and then go right to buds. So back then you had to go to your A school and then try and get orders. So
Apply to, go to buds.
yeah. So
Well,
I had
that's
to
similar
put in
to
my
like the
time.
new 18 X-ray program because you used to have to be in the military, and then I think at least be a E4, E5 to go to.
I think every branch has adopted that actually, where they have that pipeline now where you can join to go to,
It's amazing what they do to
ODA
make sure that they can fill the ranks, when wars are going on,
Yeah.
No. I'm a much bigger fan of what
no
you
standards
guys
lowered.
had before 18 X-ray was created, where you had to be an E5 to apply to go to.
It's always ebbed and
SFAS.
flowed. Like they had like so many different fucking things throughout the years. But either way, I'm super interested to hear your story. I mean, Matt and I were on Fox. What was that? Veterans Day.
Yeah. Veterans Day.
When I mean
2019.
you've been in the news.
Yeah.
So fucking much, dude. Like honestly, it's got to be like nauseating, frustrating, like stressful. Like the amount of stress you've been under for
2 years.
fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine. Like when we're on the news for like 15 minutes, we're like, oh fuck, hope we don't fuck this up. Oh man, oh god.
Yeah, I mean it's been surreal. I mean I think that's the biggest shock out of this whole thing is going from. I mean I never would tell anybody I was a SEAL when
Right.
I was just glad to be one and just try to remain behind the scenes, the quiet professional, I guess.
Right.
And then going from that to having your face plastered everywhere. And obviously that was going on while I was incarcerated. So once I was
How
let
long were you
out,
incarcerated?
9 months.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah.
How was that? Like a Navy prison? Which I know that sounds like a super
Was it Leavenworth?
stupid question.
No.
I'm just like, what was that like?
Dude, it's a whole different ecosystem. So it wasn't a Navy prison. I mean, they call it the brig, but
It's not.
Yeah, it's pretty much all branches. So I was in there with Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy prisoners.
What kind of criminals are these? What do they do?
So-
what are these
This
people?
is-
God,
a crazy
sex
story.
crimes,
Yeah, so mainly the brig. So I was in Miramar brig.
You were in Miramar? Why did they ship you over there?
That's right by
Burma?
San Diego.
I'm kidding.
Oh, damn it. So yeah, it's like 85%. So that's where they send all the sexual offenders in the military. So it was all mainly pedophiles, rapists. Yeah, I was in there with a good crowd. It was interesting.
Did you have like a cellmate?
No. So you have your own cell, and then you're pretty much put in general population. There's different pods within the brig,
Right.
And so I was in a certain pod, and you're just in there living every day with some
Could
of
you
the
come
worst.
in and out of your cell?
You could. So you had to. You left your cell. I think they whatever reveille or wake up time was like 5-something a.m. and then you couldn't go back in your cell until bedtime.
What do you do all day?
Nothing. You literally sit in a chair. They have one TV. They have CNN. That's all they allowed you to watch. Oh yeah, it was torture. And then literally, I mean, think of it as like a boot camp on steroids, to where the guards that are all E5s and from the different
that's
branches.
fun.
Oh yeah,
that's super
real
fun.
good time. Who have all the power in the world. And then they literally come around. If you're slouching in the chair, they're like, get up straight, sit up straight. Stupid shit like that. Come toss your cell whenever they want. Do whatever,
Were these all these dudes fucking assholes to you?
No, and I'll say, like, some of the guards were actually really cool to me. They were
Right.
like, this is complete bullshit while you're in here. But then you had, obviously, the other half.
Opposite.
Yeah.
That don't have critical thinking and
Yeah.
embedded in their head.
That just basically were like, oh, yeah, we can tell this, Navy SEAL what to do. And, I mean, they abuse that power.
I had no idea that they were actually treating you like, don't slouch in your chair. For some reason, the picture I painted of, like, being in jail or prison, however you specify that, would be like boredom, in the sense of, like, you're just locked in a cell, but you can kind of sleep when you want, maybe do some push-ups.
Oh, no.
It's very regimented.
It's very I wouldn't say regimented. It's just you're not allowed in your, like, you can go into your cell, like, after you come back from chow or whatever to go to the bathroom. Or if you have to go to the bathroom, you can go in there. But you have to have someone buzzes you in. So you can't just open and shut your door whenever you want. You have to ask permission to go back in your cell. And
Visitation? How's that work?
Oh, that's a whole nother. So yeah, visitation is on the weekend, and it's only for, I forget the hours. It was like 11 to 1 o'clock, and in order for you to have a visitor, they have to approve it.
Right.
And so, I had tons of people wanting to visit me, and they just kept, denying visitors. But I mean, luckily I had a pretty good group that came every weekend that were on the list. I mean, they came religiously and just sat with me on the weekends for those 2 hours, and you can just sit there. I mean, you're being watched. There's guards roaming around, and you can't touch anybody. You just sit in a chair and have a conversation.
You can't. So, like, if your wife came, you can't give her a hug.
You can't even.
Yep. So if my wife would
or
come,
anything.
I was allowed. I think it was like a 1 to 2 second embrace, and then that was it. Even if my kids, so my wife had to bring my kids to visit me.
You couldn't touch your kids.
And my kids, so obviously my son and my daughter tried to sit in my lap. They were like, nope. And the reason they do that is because, so my son came wearing a tank top. They made him wear a gown, like a gown that given in a hospital. And I was like, why does he have to wear this? And they were like, it's going to excite all the other pedophiles in here.
Oh my God, dude.
Yep. So
Jesus.
that's, I mean.
Wearing a tank top?
Yeah, they
Oh,
don't want to
Jesus
excite
Christ,
the
man.
other pedophiles who are having visitors at the same time. So then, yeah, I mean, dude, it's the nightmare that brig was. I mean, there's so much stuff. I mean, and this is where the guards were pretty much dickheads, to where every time someone came and saw me, or I had some sort of visitor, I would be pulled into a room afterwards, and you are stripped naked, spread your butt cheeks, lift your nutsack, and then if they wanted to be dicks, they would just sit there and, like, say stuff to me while I'm sitting there naked, like making, bend over and pick up your boots, do this, do that, and I just had to bite my tongue, because all they were trying to do was get you to snap,
Right.
and then they could, point the finger at me like, see, this dude's crazy.
Right.
Do you think
Yeah.
that was influenced from a higher level?
Yes,
You
it
don't
was
have to
told-
answer any of these questions if they're too much, but
No, it was told to me it's definitely influenced from a higher level. So the guards that were cool with me came up to me and were like, listen, NCIS.
They told us to fuck with you.
Yeah, NCIS came in. The prosecutors are telling guards to make you snap,
Okay.
to try and mess with you so they can point the finger.
So, I mean, I have to ask
This
the
is a
question.
seer.
I have to ask the question, which is, what the fuck did those guys? What the fuck were they thinking? Like,
Because now
the consistent theme that I've heard is these guys were, one, it was just complete and utter bullshit. One, that's one thing, right? And then two, completely unprofessional. They went out of their way to be completely outside of the regulations and completely outside of fucking, like, what the fuck was going on?
And you're talking about the guys that were in my platoon.
the prosecution.
Prosecution. Yeah,
okay.
prosecution. What
So
what
you
was
gotta-
broken with those dudes?
So you got to think it's all comes down to careerism. So
Okay.
this prosecutor, and there's no like one big thing where you can point the finger on like this is where it went wrong. It's like a multitude of little
Just
things.
pile
So
upon
it started off with these 4 individuals from my platoon who
Right.
really just wanted to ruin my reputation. They didn't like me. We came back from the deployment. They started off with petty complaints that I was too aggressive on deployment. My tactics were dangerous, and that I had stolen stuff from them, which was a complete lie.
What did you steal from them?
So I pulled them all in, and ranks off. I was like,
Right.
"Tell me what I stole from you," because I've never been accused of
Right.
being a thief before. Literally, these are the examples I was given. At first, they wouldn't say a word.
Right.
And I was like, "No, I want to hear it." One was I took a Red Bull out of a fridge that wasn't mine 6 months prior, and then
Fuck
I
off.
owed. Oh no, this is the truth, and I owed my money for a haircut from deployment, and I didn't pay it back, and that was literally the
Are
complaints.
you
that they
kidding me?
No. So basically, what?
So I could lock up my whole Ranger platoon if that's the case.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
And
Over,
this
some,
is-
over some missing DVDs.
Yeah, this is how
Yeah.
these guys were.
I stole Tier's TV out of his house.
In
While he was
front of
sleeping.
him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Kicked his dog.
it blew my mind. I was like, okay, whatever. I told them, I was like, I get it. You guys don't like me. Some of you don't.
Right.
Guess what? I don't like you. Like, our personalities don't jive. But I suggest you stop spreading this hate because it's not going to, it won't end up in a good place.
Right.
They obviously did not stop. They went to the command with these petty little complaints. The command
With the Red Bull, like,
Yep.
hey, he stole a Red Bull and didn't pay for a haircut.
Yeah. And then they...
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so the command pretty much was like, you guys need to go decompress.
Yeah, stop fighting.
Stop, like,
Yeah.
knock this off. And I think the command sort of coached them in what to say because they went to them multiple times, and the command was finally like, did this guy, like, commit any war crimes? Did he do anything? What are you guys complaining about?
Boy, that's a big jump from like a Red Bull out of a fridge to like.
I don't
well,
think they, worded it as war crimes, but, like, is there something bigger here?
Gotcha.
They 3 times said no. No, there's nothing else. Okay. Like, there's nothing else, then let it go. That's when I think about, 3 or 4 months later, they came back and were like, okay, we have something. This is after they had all got together and created
Right.
a story. And they're like, yeah, he stabbed a prisoner to death. And that's when the command's like, okay. They told NCIS, and then from there, it went off the rails. I had a NCIS, the lead agent was, just this corrupt guy. He formed a prosecution from the beginning, did not look into any details. Pretty much during the NCIS interviews, he started off each interview with them saying, you can say whatever you want. Your names will never come out. Just say, we just want Eddie Gallagher. That's it. So these guys spewed off the craziest nonsense, thinking that their names or anything they said would never come out.
Right.
And then-
Why do you think that? Where was the initial motive on that? Was it the NCIS agent that just wanted to burn you? Was the command wanting to make you an example?
Is
for
it
Yeah.
sounds like a
reason, or is
snowball
it-
at this point?
And that's
like they
where
were
this is
reaching-
where the snowball starts going.
Right.
They were reaching, and once they got so far,
Yeah.
now they're so deep they have to.
They can't
have
turn
to-
back. So once they made those statements or crazy things, they were told, like, if you go back on these statements, you guys are going to
Now
prison.
you're perjury. Yeah.
Jeez.
And this is the crazy part is these guys honestly did not think it would go this far. They thought that so their demands to the command were I had picked up E8,
Right.
I had been put in for a Silver Star, and I was going to become a lead instructor at one of the training cells.
Right.
They're like, we want all those three of those things gone, and we'll let this go. And the command pretty much bowed down to those. They're like, okay. They pulled everything from me, and sort of like it was like a slow shunning. I mean, nobody was talking to me, and I had no idea what was going on. This is while this investigation was going until in June. My house was raided by NCIS. They pulled my kids out at gunpoint. Me and my wife weren't home. And from there, that's when I realized. I mean, that's
how
when
old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
So my son at the time was 8, and then my oldest son had just turned 18, which was their excuse to why they came fully kitted up, about 15 of them, pulling them out at gunpoint, saying, well, your
What?
oldest son just turned, he's an adult, so we don't know what he would do.
What?
Yeah.
It's fucking Navy.
This is
the Navy,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, this is...
The fucking Navy.
So hold on, I'm missing something. So typically, I thought you're innocent until proven guilty, right? Isn't this?
That's
I've
the way
heard that
it's-
before,
yeah.
but is
When
that not the
OSI,
case?
Not at all.
CID, Or
You are-
NCIS is involved.
Yep.
These guys are so fucked.
Under the military justice system, and especially nowadays, you are guilty until proven innocent. And I think that's become a repetition throughout the years. With it started, and I don't want to get all political, but it definitely
Please.
started under the Obama administration.
Right.
I think Obama had put out he wanted to start prosecuting. They should be prosecuting people more for these sexual assault things that are going on in the military, because
Right.
that was like a big thing.
Yes.
And then from there, that snowballed into prosecute everybody. If somebody comes up on charges, it's not, they're not looking at the details. They're not looking at the facts. They're just, like I said, they formed a prosecution from the get-go, and all the NCIS agents were trying to do was find little tidbits of information that they could be like, yep, this guy did it. And I mean, they made up. So they took my phone.
Yeah.
They took everything from me. So they went through all my texts, like any text that I sent
Correct.
to anybody. And what they did is just picked out little things. And they were like, oh, see, he wrote this.
Is that legal?
And yeah, in the military it is. You
Because
have no rights.
I had heard if you lock your phone with facial recognition, they cannot get into it.
And actually, people who are listening, you don't have to give your phone up.
Really?
Especially if you have facial recognition, do not give it to NCIS. They won't be able to get into it. What they did with
Apple
me,
will not let them in.
Right.
yeah, what they did with me is they said, hey, we're going to take your phone. I was like, all right, I need to call my lawyer first.
Right.
And they were like, okay, go ahead. And I had the thumbprint.
Yeah.
I put the thumbprint in, and as soon as it opened, they snatched it from my hand and didn't let me call my lawyer. They just took my phone just like that. And they were like,
That's
Oh,
fucking
shit.
shady as shit.
yeah. And I'm not the only person they did that to. I mean, a lot of people that were involved in my case, they pulled the same trick on. It's yeah, and that's been SOP for them for years.
So, I mean, I guess like knowing what you know and going through this experience, like, how bad do you want, like, heads?
Reform.
Yeah, I want reform. So that's pretty much going to be one of my next purposes here. Is I'm coming out. I have a nonprofit in the works,
Yeah.
Pipe Hitter Foundation. We're sort of waiting on IRS approval and everything to get that going, and then that is pretty much going to raise awareness for guys in my situation, which is happening right now. There are 3 MARSOC guys who are being charged with murder, and nobody really knows about it, and they're pretty much going through the same corrupt system. So once that comes out, we're going to defend, help raise money for those guys for legal defense,
Yeah.
and then pretty much use that as a platform to speak out against the UCMJ and ask for reform, because it's an archaic system. They haven't changed any rules in the UCMJ since it has started, and so it's broken.
And it's stripping people that deserve rights.
Yeah,
Anything.
and the only rights
Right,
that
yeah.
you have are the ones that you can afford, and that's the truth. So
Really?
you better have a bunch of money to pay for a good lawyer, and
Right.
obviously we all know, coming
Yeah.
from the military, we don't make that kind of money.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not according to the Army Times. They've done some pretty good research on what it all works out to,
Yeah.
No, that's like going through this, because I mean, I've read and listened to the New York Times. I think did a what's the daily?
Dave
the
Phillips.
daily. Yeah, so they did a daily, and I think it was like a 2 or 3 part series on you specifically on this, right? And you listen to the Times, and you're like, oh, this motherfucker's guilty as shit, right? And it's one of those things where it's like coming from the community and then digesting this information from all around. You can't help but go, okay, well, I know the community. I know that's like, that's a stretch to think a guy could even get away with that. And in a group setting, like peer accountability is a fucking real thing. So everybody's kind of got to be on board. Like it's not just like one rogue element, like holy shit. And then for months to go by. So I'm like, a lot of this stuff you're looking at and you're going, that's pretty porous. Like there's a lot of holes in that shit.
Yeah.
And then you're listening to it and going, boy. And I can't decide if you're like, and truly, I'm sitting in front of you, and obviously, we have a relationship. But I'm listening to this, and you're like, man, that guy's either a fucking complete scumbag, or this system is fucked. Like it's literally a super binary, like left or right, like, and that's the way you look at it. You're like, oh man, this system is really fucked.
Now it's over, you're out, but you still have these E5 fucking guards in there.
Yeah.
That we're committing crimes.
But,
like essentially.
But I've heard, but since then, to complete the story, knowing you, hearing the story, having the information, the negative propaganda that's coming out from the machine against you specifically it's fucking horrendous.
Oh yeah.
It's complete insanity.
And that's the one thing I think we've just had to sort of realize like this is our life now. I got out, but it hasn't stopped. Like New York Times is still smearing me. Dave Phillips.
Like what in the fuck is going on with these guys? Like that's the thing I don't understand.
They want the president.
Yeah,
this is a way to fucking smear him.
I became a political football, so as soon as Trump intervened and started helping me out, it no longer became whether did he stab this prisoner or not. It was Trump's helping this guy. Now we're really going to attack him.
Now you're Trump to them. It's like basically you're.
But like
who are the
real criminals in that? They're willing to burn a family man with a great service record and an amazing service to this country over some political agenda. Like who's a true criminal in that?
Well,
like,
exactly.
It's fucking wild. And I think what you're doing that nonprofit's phenomenal because at the end of the day, like your story has just kind of been like. Oh, okay, whatever. Brush it under the rug.
Names?
And then the other operators'
names.
Man, like this is not unfortunate. This is a legit fucking issue.
No, it is. I mean, but that's the way it is. I mean, these, and that's the liberal agenda. Dave Phillips, he has an agenda. He wants to smear my name every 3 weeks, put out these articles, and it all has to do with Trump, really. But he's also using me as his I'm his cash cow. Like, so if he can keep writing these articles, and keeping it relevant, then he's going to keep doing it.
But it's not just him. I've seen it on, MSNBC. I've seen it.
Yeah, but it all stems from him. So
it all stems from him.
He writes the articles, and then the rest of the liberal outlets just regurgitate what he wrote. Every time. It's pretty insane, and we've gotten used to it. I mean, at first we were like, dude, what is this guy's problem? Like, it's over. But now we're just going to use it to our advantage. I'm like, dude, if you want to keep this relevant, then we'll just use this to promote my nonprofit or to promote what I'm doing that's good. And that's pretty much what we have to do, And obviously with all the negative the threats that I get, on a daily basis, social media.
Is it from just random social media people who are more left-leaning than are just...
Oh, dude, they're nuts.
That's weird. Why would you threaten
it's other veterans, too, though.
Yeah.
Right? It's like other veterans, too. I've seen these guys in these fucking, because
every time I've cornered one...
I chimed in on something the other day.
Tell me about it.
The Times did it, or the Military Times did a story, or was it one of the fucking Stars and Stripes or some shit? And I reached out to their journalist because she said, Eddie Gallagher's. It was painting you in a negative light, saying like basically you're exploitive now and you're working for these companies that are fucking whatever. And I pinged her and was like, hey, listen, like one. Eddie's our friend, and we support him, but he doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
And so that all stems
We
stem
support
from
him because he's our friend. We don't have to fucking buy our friends. Like, we're halfway cool guys. and we don't choose to fucking, be around him because he has some form of fame from Fox News. We choose to be around him because he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Literally paraphrasing, but that's what I put out. And I chimed in on a couple of these others because it was like I was looking at the comment threads and I was like, "Fuck you guys, man!" Like,
and that's Dave Phillips again. So he put out an article. So basically, what that all stems from is, companies like, okay, let's like you guys. I ordered some coffee. You guys sent me some coffee, just like, or I have some of your apparel, which because I like your company, I like your coffee, and you guys are cool dudes. We've all, we met before, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are awesome. And so I took a picture or my wife posts. She does all the social media, so she posts like, hey, we got some Black Rifle coffee. We love it. That's it. Same with like Redcon 1 sent me a box of like supplements just to say, hey, we support you. Yeah. That's it. So we took a picture like, thank you for the supplements. I appreciate your support. Dave Phillips wrote this article pretty much saying, I work for Black Rifle. I work for Redcon. And I'm exploiting my war criminal.
That's what that's exactly what these guys are putting out. I'm like,
and
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's complete BS.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, dude, he's just trying to come at me, get under my skin, and also I think what he's trying to do is like push, like if you guys were like, all right, man, we can't be around it. Like this is, this is getting put out.
It's
we're not
working.
With them. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah. Good on you, Dave.
Yeah, it's working.
But honestly, like since he put that out, Redcon 1 actually reached out to me afterwards and was like, hey, man, we just saw that article. How would you like to work for us? Or, because that's the thing is he doesn't get is the people that support me or I'm cool with, they know who I am.
Yeah, they're not gonna also take some trash article like that for anything.
Well, I think
that's the biggest problem is
the
people
problem
are headline culture.
The problem that I have with that though, like this is defamation of character, right? It's
exactly what it is. And but the thing is, you try and sue New York Times, you better just get in line. I mean,
get in line. Right.
And you're not going to win. They have, I don't know how many lawyers. They get sued on a daily basis.
Right.
So it's nothing to them. They're like, yeah, bring it. Yeah.
Well, and that leads me to like another question, which is like part of this is when you listen to your story specifically, and then when Trump gets out and he talks about fake news and he talks about the deep state and he talks about like corrupt bureaucrats that are basically working within a system that's fucking flawed. And I think, well, I know you and I know your story, and I know, based on your history and not only our own individual interactions, but based on, hey man, you're not guilty. Like last time I checked, what does that mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, I went through the gauntlet. Like, I went to trial. I sat there in front of a jury of my peers. They said not guilty except for the one photo, which obviously I'm not denying. It's there. And this is when I was going through this process, you hear all these like military leaders, I saw them on the news. They're like, oh, let the system play out. Let the system do its job.
No,
the system found me not guilty, and then they still came after me.
Which that's my question, which is I don't quite understand, like what is broken in the system, and what is going on with the military leadership, where, and if the executive office steps in and says, hey, you know what, we're going to try to make this right. Why is that an issue? Like, why do you think that's such a big issue?
I have my theories on that, so. Obviously, you got to think these officers that are, these admirals or whoever and generals who are high up now, they came up through.
Love the officer corps.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
You and I both.
They are super squared away.
They know all.
They know all.
They got those college
really
degrees.
Squared away.
Really
but
good.
They all came up through the Obama. I mean, they picked up rank through the Obama administration, and that's how they were pretty much raised, and they.
I mean, it's very realistic to think that they still have those friends that are still influencing and talking to them.
Exactly. We all know once officers pick up a certain rank, it becomes political at that point. It's no longer about the boys or anything else. And I think because Trump stepped in, they got butthurt about that, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna fight back, and do it in
Go
this.
over well for them, though.
And that was the craziest thing, dude. I'm telling you, so when Trump reinstated my rank, which did not pardon me, he pardoned.
Yeah, let's just put that out one more time.
Yes.
Found not guilty.
I was not pardoned.
There was no pardon.
No.
Found not guilty.
But I think a lot of people are very, very confused with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
of
they
the
think
machine.
you were pardoned.
Yep.
And I think that was one of the things you've said.
But that's the problem with the more liberal institutions. They're essentially saying Trump pardoned you and you're guilty.
Yeah.
You were found
not guilty. I went to trial, went to the
Yes.
gauntlet. A jury of my peers found me not guilty. This is what Trump did for everybody listening. He pardoned Matt Goldstein and Clinton Lawrence, the two Army guys. Clinton Lawrence was in Leavenworth at the time. Matt Goldstein had not yet gone to trial.
Right.
At the same time, he reinstated my rank.
Right.
So what the Navy was trying to do,
Allow them to do what they want.
Because
the Navy was
can you
trying to
expand
bust
on
me.
that? They wanted to bust you down.
They
to
were
what
trying to
you
bust
won.
me down to E1, take my retirement away, all out of spite because I had,
because the
Coming
system,
out
the
of a
system didn't
trial
work
that
in
you
your
were
Yes.
favor.
found not guilty.
exact. Well, they were making the excuse that because I took the picture, they were going to do all this, which we all know. Like, I'm not defending taking the picture or saying it's
There's 6
a
guys
great
in
thing,
that
but
picture.
that's a slap on the wrist, really. If it's like, hey, don't do that again. But what they tried to do is make an example out of it and like, okay, we're really going to punish this guy to set the example. Trump stepped in and was like, nope, he's going to retire with all of his benefits he earned over the past 20 years, and that's it. The day after that, I went back to work, and they were like, you know what? Now we're going to take your trident. Like, since Trump did that, we're going to do this. And it was just a tit for tat until the day I got out. I mean, they were hell
Did they
bent.
end up taking your trident?
No. So
Good.
they were going to take me to Trident Review Board, which I was like, okay, I'll go. I went and reviewed the evidence for the Trident Review Board, and they were pretty much taking me to trial all over again.
Jesus.
Yeah,
man.
it was nuts. I was like, dude, I just went through all this. I was actually about to go to the Trident Review Board when Trump stepped in again and was like, he's keeping his trident. Pretty much saying, I think in the
Stop.
tweet, stop messing with him, get back to work. Like, get back to what matters.
Holy shit. Imagine that.
Yeah, weird.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, fucking
It's over.
shiny collars, maybe stop focusing on bullshit and focus on the guys that are fucking downrange.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my concern. I was like, dude, yeah, we got war going on.
Yeah.
Like, focus on that, not me. And I think, the ex-secretary of the Navy at the time, they asked him about it, and he was like, oh, well, we don't consider Eddie Gallagher an external threat, which I'm like, thank God. But then he got fired not too long after that because he was caught going behind the president's back. He was meddling in my case.
He made public statements to Canadian soft guys while visiting Canada
Yes.
going against what the president said.
Yes.
If you don't think that you're not going to get a fucking boot in your ass and be fired,
You're going to get the guillotine.
telling
Fuck them.
another country's military that you're against your commander-in-chief, the guy that appointed you to be the Secretary of the Navy, are you that fucking stupid?
Well, and a guy that's known for firing people, too. It's like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, really?
That's his tagline, man.
Yeah, it's like you're
fired.
You're fired. Yeah, step into my office.
I'm
know.
just curious, like what's
So
the
mind-blowing.
desired outcome of fucking over your whole entire life?
What
It's because
what the
these
fuck
guys,
is the agenda
I
here?
know it's
Like,
not
what
so
the fuck is the
deep.
agenda?
These fucking colonels and these
It's-
fucking stars were so deep now, and their fucking ego was so hurt that they just had all of their power removed from them because Dad came in and said, "Give little brother back the toy. Give him back the
But
toy."
that's what I don't understand in all this. The time I spent with you and hanging out and just
Right.
bullshitting, it's like your end state desired goal is
to retire.
To retire, have a little bit of money for serving your country for over 20 years,
Yeah.
be a good husband and a good father.
Yeah,
What
that's
does
it.
anybody win out of ruining your life? Like, you're not trying to be the head of the Navy. You're not trying to. You're just trying to
No,
get
I'm just
out.
trying to get out. It's
Assimilate back
Get
into
out.
civilian culture. Look out for your boys that are still serving, and be a good husband and a good father.
honestly, I think
Crazy.
Jared called it. It was all ego, and we all know the military will never, ever admit that they're wrong. You know, yeah.
Not the Navy.
So because you got to think the the Navy, my command, everybody put all their chips in
Yes.
that I was going to be guilty. They were like, this guy's guilty. It's done. It's a done deal. Like the day of my verdict, I was waiting for the jury to come back out. My command brought in, I think it was like 3 or 4 MAs, which is the military police
Master
for
at
the
Arms.
Navy, Master at Arms. And I was like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, the command said, you're going to Leavenworth here today. Like, before the verdict came out, they were like, this is a done deal. And the jury was like, nope, not guilty. And from that, I mean, they were butthurt.
So they're just standing there with these MAs. Once you're done, like,
because that would have been life in prison, right?
Life in prison.
Jesus, Mary
With no
Joseph,
Holy
dude.
shit, dude.
That's what I was facing.
Man, you got fucking close.
Dude, that was the scariest moment of my life.
Yeah.
Was standing up when that jury came in. They were like,
Yeah.
you stand up at attention, and you're just staring straight at a wall,
Right.
waiting for these guys to read off whether you're going away for life or not.
So when they say a jury of your peers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were they team guys?
There was one team guy on there, and then the rest. So you get to what they do at the beginning is they bring in about 25 jury members, and they have jury selection.
Got it.
So you get the prosecutors and the defense get to question them.
Got it.
And then from there, we pick who we want to stay on the jury. It was about 7 Marines that came in, all with combat action ribbons, and I was like,
That's good.
That's who I want.
Right.
The rest of them were like officers and nurses and stuff. I was like, get them out of here.
Yeah.
And at that point, the prosecutors have been caught with so much corruption. I mean, they had fired the one prosecutor that they really had no room to argue on who they wanted on the jury.
Right.
They just sat there. They were like, okay, and that was it. I mean, that was the best jury of my peers I could have gotten, and they saw right through all
They
the
saw
bullshit.
right through it.
Yeah,
It's a smart play because they've actually been in combat. They know how complex situations are, and it's not black and white.
and not just like complex. And you called it earlier, Evan. Like when you took a step back and looked at the situation, you're like, where's the accountability? Like how did he get away with all of this? And that's what I was saying the whole time. I was like, if people would just take a step back and listen to what's being said here, that I was just laying waste to women, kids, doing whatever I want on that deployment. And these guys just sat there for 6 months and let me do
Didn't
this.
say a word.
Didn't say a word.
No misreps.
I mean,
Like,
the way they portrayed
ISR
you,
never saw anything.
like the way they portrayed you is like you're a rogue psychopath.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking killing random people willy nilly whenever the fuck you want to
For fun.
For fun. And then I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm listening to this, and I'm like, you're kind of into the story, and then you got to pull back out of it, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Every fucking thing I've ever done in a team driven atmosphere around anybody from the special operations community, from fucking top to bottom, left and right, you have a team.
Yeah.
You have a team of people. You have eyes fucking everywhere. And team conformity.
Yeah, unless you're winning over all 12.
Yeah, and at that point you're all guilty, by the way. At that point you're all guilty.
Yeah.
Like
You didn't report it?
yeah, you didn't report it, and months went by, and then all of a sudden you remembered a bunch of shit, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, and here's a fucking picture off your phone. Fuck off. You know how many fucking phones we've seen in the last fucking 2 decades of random shit that we can, right?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Crickets.
Yeah.
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 Do you?
I'm just listening to this fucking story, and it's weird because like I said earlier, I was listening to that time story going, you'd have to pull yourself in and out of it. And I'm like, you have been portrayed as like the worst fucking person on the planet.
This was
A
all
complete
propaganda.
sociopath,
Yep.
a complete fucking sociopathic murderer. Like that's the way that you were portrayed. And I'm like, how many years you got in?
20.
20 fucking years. And all of a sudden
I snapped.
All of a sudden you fucking snapped.
And that's another thing that was blowing my mind. I was like, dude, is no one looking at like my past 19 years or 18 years? Like I'm not saying I'm like, super operator. I've had a stellar like career. I've never been in trouble. I had a pretty blessed career, been able to like do a bunch of stuff. Have never had anything like this come up once. Nothing, no complaints. But then all of a sudden people wanted to believe that, on his whatever combat deployment, he just snapped. And they believed that over 4 guys lying about something. It was like they couldn't process that these 4 guys were so like wound tight about trying to like ruin my reputation that they would lie.
Yeah, that's my question. Like, what happened to them? Are you
nothing? So
nothing.
The command, they went right back to work. Obviously, the guys at the teams all hate them. Nobody wants to be around them. But the head shed is protecting them, pretty much saying, "Oh, these guys stood up and did the right thing. Don't touch them, don't do anything.
You're not guilty."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like the same thing that happens with people that accuse people of rape, and it was a completely fabricated, fake situation,
and nothing happens.
Well, back to normal life.
You just ruined somebody else's life.
You came a needle thread away from ruining someone's life and staying in the prison where your kids would not have a father, and then we're just cool with them existing in a normal sense.
You just cost the U.S. government and all of us how much time over the last fucking year.
Money.
You had somebody in jail for 9 months over your bullshit, and the 4 of you just get to go back to work willy-nilly.
Not even
fuck these guys.
But the representation of the culture and the SEAL teams and all of that, and it's
what platoon
now
wants these 4 on their team?
Exactly. And now we're going to look at the SEAL teams like, those guys are war criminal murderers. Like, these are some of the freaking baddest dudes in the planet doing the work that none of you people want to do because you're too much of a bunch of pussies. And now we're going to fucking represent the SEAL teams as a bunch of fucking like, disgusting, because that's how people are going to fucking look at some of the teams now because of this. And it's like,
well, this is scary because this shows the real power of fake news now.
This is the real
propaganda fucking machine that exists with how many people, even inside our peer group, that are merely headline fucking digesters that will jump on social media to call him a piece of shit.
Well, this
having never even read a full article on the story.
This is exactly what happens, right? It's like if the media or I should say the news outlets, if they dealt in facts, the story that day should have been found not guilty. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Verdict.
Hey,
guilty.
Guys, here is the bookend of the story. Found not guilty.
Found not guilty, falsely accused. Like, those are the facts that came out of a jury. Like,
yeah. And and I won't say all the media outlets, but a lot of them came out and it was, the jury of his peers found him not guilty. He got away with it.
Right.
Without really saying that. I mean, the way they wrote the articles was like, he got away with it, and that's it. And, I mean, it's crazy. It was definitely a lesson learned, because same thing. I heard about fake news. Fake news. You hear, the president say it all the time, but you never really like delved into it, especially when you're in the military. That was like a full blown drinking from a fire hose. Like, oh my gosh, this is how it works. They just say whatever they want. They put out their agenda, and
there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. My face is just smeared with all sorts of lies, and like they portrayed me as this cold-blooded psychopath, and people still think that to this day, even though I was not, acquitted. I mean, I can tell.
I have armed security guards in this room.
Yeah.
That's not a camera. That's a Glock over there.
He
I'm
is
terrified.
Terrified.
Well,
I
keep my eye on him for sure.
I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was talking to somebody from the NSSF, and they were talking about you, and I'm like, over a couple decades of service, like we've seen and known some sociopaths, right? Like, because I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, that dude ain't one. Like, no offense to you. I'm just like, yeah, you're not. Like, and not like, that's a compliment. It's like, man, we've fucking killed a lot of fucking weirdo, sociopathic fucking assholes and talked to them and sat in the same rooms with them. And it's like, man, this story is just so tragic in so many different levels.
It's outrageous. I mean, I think the one statement that, my family, especially my wife and I, kept saying to this whole thing was, you can't make this shit up. Like, This is actually happening, and it would just be one thing after the other. And we're like, dude, this is really going on. I mean, it's nuts,
It's terrifying.
And I think the one good, there's a lot of good things that came out of this. As much of a nightmare as it was, I mean, I'm sitting here with you guys. Like, I probably would never met you. I mean, you guys are awesome, and I wouldn't be in this position.
We think we're pretty cool, but I don't know if all of that that you went through is worth sitting.
Well,
there.
I'm just to me, I'm like, dude,
I do.
yeah. Evan's like, actually, but then just being able to like shed a light on this system, the broken system. Like, I think my case is going to serve as like a, historic case to be like, dude, the system is broken. And
system is broken.
It's we shined a light on it, and people, they're not going to be able to get away with this.
It's happening all over the place. I'm not trying to shift the conversation, but I'm at the same time, I'm thinking about you and reading things about you. There's Gabby Giffords suing Hillary Clinton right now.
Yep.
Like, that's a huge story. They fucking smashed her reputation. They called her a Russian asset.
Yeah.
Are you fucking high? Like, these people have zero accountability. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They can say whatever the fuck. And there's no
accountability. No accountability whatsoever.
It's
no
insane.
consequences. Yeah.
Like, that's the piece of legislation that needs to be fucking pushed through.
Oh, if you're
printing, you print some shit that says that Gabby Giffords a fucking Russian asset or that you're a war criminal. Guess what? You're
Jail
gonna
time.
bleed.
Yeah.
Like, we can just shutter your fucking doors. Like, if it's bad enough, that's the fucking worst thing. Like, printing that a politician, American service member and politician, is a Russian asset, or that another service member with a stellar record is a fucking war criminal.
Yeah.
Like, sorry,
Yeah,
we're going to revoke your
you're
privileges to
swaying
fucking
public
print for a
opinion.
month.
You're
Fuck you.
swaying
Yeah, it
public
should be if
opinion with
you
false information.
Yeah, you print
It's
it, you
horrible.
own it. Like, that's what you're going to say, then it better be facts, or else you're going to be held accountable.
Well, and these guys aren't
And
even
it's-
getting termed. They're not getting terminated. They're not getting fucking removed. Hillary Clinton can say whatever the fuck she wants to say, evidently.
Oh yeah,
She can say whatever the fuck she wants to say. She has no consequences to her actions, even though it is like complete defamation of character. It's slander. Name the horrible act, and it's like, and people are wondering why. When we look around, we're like, oh well, fake news. That's just a president's buzzword. Not really.
No,
that's a real thing.
That's real. It's the it's the truth, and I guess people won't believe it until they're either involved in it and they see it firsthand, or if they have some common sense. And
It is first. I mean, there was a number of news outlets that rushed the headline 30 people killed when Iran launched those missiles.
Oh yeah.
They put it up to get the clicks, and there's no consequences. Like, you can just make a fucking title.
And think about the consequences of that. Like, they put that up, 30 people killed, Al-Assad or whatever.
Yeah.
Think about the families who see that first, who have their loved ones over there, the stress you're causing on those people, and
you
that's
did it
on
to
you
get
for
everybody
putting
to
that
click.
out, Yeah.
That's what you did it for.
And Alex Jones is the fucking crazy person. Not to defend him, because he's legitimately crazy, but I'm saying, like, this is why people think that there are grand conspiracies and deep states, and that the media is lying to them, because they're fucking lying. They lie, and they say a continuous stream of unproven horseshit. It's just really shoddy, horrific, unprofessional, despicable journalism. It's nasty.
It is.
It's not even journalism. We can't even say it. It's just like, hey, let's put some shit up. Yeah, it'll drive a bunch of traffic. I guess what? We'll retract it, or we'll make the correction.
We'll make an apology
2 weeks down the fucking road, or a month, or whatever it is.
But
Nobody will read it.
But it's a cash grab.
It's a cash grab.
And that's
That's all.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's clickbait.
all they need.
Like, got it.
So we're going to ruin a man's reputation. We're going to drive a bunch of fucking traffic. We're going to try to take...
Well, I mean, Sandman just got his settlement, so, I mean, at least there's something on the horizon.
What was that?
I don't know if they've released the figure.
We don't know yet?
They sued CNN.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be a huge catalyst
That's right.
as well.
That's right.
He won that settlement,
Yeah.
and I know there's now a couple other people suing New York Times. Like, as soon as he won that, they're like, boom, let's...
They get a couple of those 60, 100 million fucking settlements under their
start
belt.
just bankrupting these motherfuckers.
They're not...
Well,
the Times is not... When the Daily is the most successful thing that they put out, literally, in the last fucking decade, that has more traffic than their entire fucking paper-side publication at this point. Like, they got to do a couple $100 million settlements. They're going to start kind of trying to figure out how to fucking do journalism again.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or they just won't exist.
I
Fuck
hope
it.
so.
Who
Yeah.
cares? That'd be best, right?
Shut the
Yeah.
doors.
I hope they don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was extremely Extremely educational.
Well,
I love it.
Get the facts out. No, this is
it
really
pisses
good.
me off.
It's
man.
good for our community
well,
here.
You're way more reserved in this, and you actually went through it. I'm like, fuck, man. If I couldn't put my daughters on my lap,
oh,
for
believe
fucking
me,
9 months, like I would want to get swords out and chop their fucking heads off and see their fucking blood spray out across the fucking floor on all these people.
Brother,
I would.
I love that.
If I couldn't hold my kids for 9 months because some fucking assholes decided they were
yeah, 4 guys are mad about a fucking Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull and a haircut. A Red Bull and a haircut. Fuck off. That should be the name of your book.
Red Bull and a haircut. from Red Bulls to war crimes. Yeah.
It's a good country song. Red Bulls to war crimes.
But that's how ridiculous it is. I mean, and yeah, believe me, I've been through the roller coaster of emotions. Like, do I still want to knock all their teeth out? Of course. But what's the reality? Like, I'm not going to do that.
They win, right?
Yeah, they win for doing that. And, I think the best way to go about this is just make the best of it, man. Like, and then pay it forward for all the support I got.
Just keep winning because
keep winning.
They look at every picture that you post fucking with a smile
driving
on their face, and it drives their fucking miserable lives.
Exactly.
You should do, instead of a Jocko post at 4:30 in the morning every day, you should do a post that's just like hashtag still free, bitch. Still free.
No, your hashtag should be not guilty on every one of your
not
IGs.
guilty, just like hashtag not guilty and still free. Fuck
still
you.
Not guilty.
Great sushi dinner with the wife.
Yeah.
Hashtag not guilty.
Love and life.
Love and life. Got that full retirement still.
Drinking Red Bull.
Check it out. I got a fresh haircut and a new Red Bull.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
I just, you know me. I'm gonna deep dive into this and just start fucking pulling
just
scabs.
make the best of it.
I'll find creative ways.
Oh, I know
to
you will.
get
I mean,
under some of these guys' skin.
We just did the the mean tweets with 9line. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was great.
Was it good?
Oh yeah,
was
I mean
really
it was. Yeah, they came up with the idea, and
did you do it too?
No, I just watched.
Gotcha.
And just
reading tweets about himself.
Reading tweets about myself that people post.
Really
that I like
idea.
to kick puppies and do. I mean, it's.
Oh wow.
Oh, they're hilarious. It's and me just laughing about it.
I can say that you've been at my house and met both my dogs, and unpopular opinion, you didn't kick either.
You didn't kick any of my kids.
I would never kick a puppy. I would.
There's been no kicking.
Smack a child before I kicked a puppy.
I feel like you always
take
have
that
to
the wrong
talk
way.
about this. Obviously, it's the biggest thing that's happened in your life recently. But like, who is Eddie Gallagher? Like, what does he like to do, man? Like, now that kind of hopefully this is kind of getting away and calming down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like to do, man? Are you like fisher, hunter? Like, I mean,
Stamp collecting.
I think.
You polish your trident.
Stamp collecting.
Yeah, I polish my trident for about 2 hours in the morning
every day.
Yeah.
It's just
and meditate. No, I mean, right now I'm family. That's huge to me. I mean, I have 3 kids, and just past 20 years haven't been able to been home obviously that much. So I'm just taking this time to actually be a full-time dad and take care of them. I definitely like work out a bunch. I like doing that.
shows,
Sort of.
get a sweet bod, dude.
I wish this was on video. So actually,
It is.
There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
I'll take my shirt off later.
Yeah, we'll do some bench pressing together.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly just like to be with the family and then chill with, guys like you or my buddies and have some beers and enjoy life. Enjoy being an American.
Like you or my buddies? You're saying we're not your buddies?
Well, we'll get there.
I'll tell you what, man. Your wife through all this too. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Holy
Dude,
shit,
she's an animal.
dude. Iron fucking sides, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's an animal, dude. Like and that's, I think honestly, she's the reason that I'm free. And that Trump got involved. She pretty much, once they threw me in the brig, because this, and I think what people don't understand is this investigation was going on a year before I was thrown in, and we were, we had known about it, and it was like this big like a bunch of rumors were going around in the community, and we were remaining because we were like, this is gonna blow, like this is so ridiculous, it's gonna blow over.
Right.
As soon as they threw me in the brig, she pretty much popped the red star clusters and was like, nope. You're not doing this, and she, the military can't tell her to shut up.
Boy.
So she got on there and pretty much started a grassroots campaign on Instagram, got so many followers, like people behind us. And then from there, I mean, she got on Fox News. Her and my brother both. We're just like a dynamic duo. And yeah, I mean, yeah, if you meet my wife, yeah, you'll know she's definitely the tough one in the family, and she's not to be messed with.
That's freaking awesome, though,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, she's she's my best friend and hero, so it's a win-win.
It shows, man. Like I like watching the interviews and things over that time frame. I was like, man, that is a woman that, boy, I'll tell you, like most of us would be very thankful to be married to. So
oh yeah, like, super like #blessed.
#blessed.
Still free, bitch.
Still free.
#not guilty.
Yeah.
So I mean, my hat's off to her, man. She's incredible. I saw all the fucking hard work that went into that. Like incredible woman.
And she had to put her life on hold. I mean, my whole family did.
Yeah. Just to
come together and fight for me. It's incredible, like what they did. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around it of like everything that they did to get behind me and, you know, pretty much get me to where I am today. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, man, thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah,
we
thank you
appreciate
for
it.
doing this.
No, man. Dude,
and then where can
awesome.
people follow you
Yeah.
so they know everything you got going on?
So I'm on Instagram. Me and my wife have the account, Eddie and Andrea. Eddie _and_Andrea. And I'll have the Pipe Hitter Foundation pretty much up online here within the next month, hopefully.
Nice.
And then also I'm working with 9 Line. Got the Salty Frog gear apparel that's out.
Yep.
Still be doing that. And, yeah, that's it.
That's
Congrats,
awesome, brother.
dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk
man.
No,
to us,
man.
and
Thanks a lot.
Great
Thank
talking
you.
with you
getting
guys.
the word out a little bit so
Yeah.
people know the real story, because you know the fact that stuff's still circulating is crazy. So you're a good dude, man. You have my blessing. I met you, like I said, quite a few times now, and you've always been cool, calm, and collected, and a good dude. So cheers to you, man. And
Thank you.
I'm
No,
fucking
thank
sorry
you.
for what you went through. But
Oh, dude, it's hey, man, we're gonna make lemonade out of lemons, dude. It's gonna be good, you know.
badass.
Yeah,
When that book deal comes through, that's going to be good. Or no, the movie. That's where
the movie deal.
That's when
yeah.
the shit really is going to hit the fan. When the movie fucking gets out there, I bet you the
Russell
shit.
Crowe plays.
Well, the thing that is,
Russell
not
Crowe.
to go like we're pulling the
Gerard
episode back in,
Butler.
but
William
man,
H. Macy.
dude, that fucking movie will piss off so many fucking people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
If done right.
It's going to fucking
It's
lightly
gonna fry some
match.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it fucking fries
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Fry 'em.
Like-
Fry 'em.
well. The
Hashtag
good news
still
is
free,
the
bitch.
Admiral of NSW he's getting relieved early, so that's Admiral Green. Peace out. Thanks for your time.
See you, bitch.
Hey, maybe he can go like polish fucking brass with one of his other fucking
Yeah,
brass polish or polish poles. Him and the other
polish
fucking
poles.
officers can
Yeah,
just,
they could all just
go
suck
and
on-
polish each other's
they just-
fucking poles and just like tell each other how fucking great they
trailer
are.
hitches.
rub their rings
'Cause
together.
that's about all they do.
Yeah,
No offense.
Tell me how you really feel.
facts.
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 All right,
Thanks,
Eddie.
man.
Thank you.
All right, hey, thank you guys.